You're going to first want to turn off the circuit breaker that feeds the power to the light. Next, you will remove the globe and the light bulbs. Now take out the mounting screws to detach the light fixture. I used a wire tester to make sure the lines did not have power. I then detached the light fixture from the wires. Most of the time when you remove a light fixture, you will see that there are three wires: a bare ground, a hot black, and a neutral white. In this case, I had my house wired so I can run the fan on one wall switch and the light on another wall switch. So I have a fourth wire, the red wire. During this installation, I will show how to wire for each situation. Before hanging a ceiling fan, you need to make sure the electrical box is mounted securely on a cross member that spans the ceiling joist. This particular electrical box cups a 2x cross member. I will mount my mounting bracket to this cross member. Remove the hardware from the mounting bracket and feed the wires through the center hole. I secured it using deck screws through the electrical box to the cross member. Now take the motor and remove the screws where the fan blades go and set aside. Hang the motor from the J-hook that's on the mounting bracket. If you have one wall switch that powers the whole unit and the fan is going to be run by the pull chain, this is how you wire it. The black motor line and the blue light line from the unit will be wire nutted to the black line coming out of the ceiling. Then you will simply wire together the white neutral wires and then the green wires to the bare ground wire. If you're going to want to run the fan and the light on their own separate wall switches, this is how you're going to wire it. Connect the blue light wire from the unit to the red wire coming out of the ceiling. Connect the black wire labeled motor coming out of the unit to the black wire coming out of the ceiling. Then connect all the green wires together and then connect it to the bare ground wire coming out of the ceiling. Finally, you will connect the white neutral wire coming from the unit to the white wire coming out of the ceiling. Make sure all wires have been secured with a wire nut and electrical tape. Coil and tuck the wires between the motor and the bracket. Align the motor assembly holes with the threaded bolts on the mounting bracket. Secure in place using the washers and nuts. Use a socket to tighten the nuts. Be sure you do not over-tighten. Now I install the motor housing. This housing is attached by screws that are on the side of the mounting bracket. The motor housing has a keyed slot and a hole on each side. These line up to the screw holes on the side of the mounting bracket and is secured in place by the screws. The blade arms are then secured in place using screws. I'm now ready to install the light fixture part. The light fixture wires simply plug into the wires that are coming out of the motor, black to blue and white to white. Once the wires have been connected, neatly tuck them into the switch housing. Secure the light fixture to the switch housing by lining up the holes Tighten with screws. Do not over-tighten. At this point, I can screw in the light bulbs. Once the light bulbs are secured, the globe can be installed. And finally, install the fan blades to the fan blade arms using the washers and screws. Remember not to over-tighten the screws. Once the fan blades have been secured, the power can now be turned on.